Hi everybody, myself and my daughter Brittany are here tonight, and we're going to go through the steps to create this beautiful piece of wall art. It's a guitar silhouette containing song lyrics. It would be a great wedding gift or anniversary, graduation gift. You could take this anywhere and get it printed. You could send it to a place called Staples. There's all kinds of little print things on the internet that you could send it off and get, like a canvas print or perhaps a metal print or a framed print as shown there. You can take it to your local printer. You could get it printed off on a piece of MDF and have it, take it to the frame shop and get it framed. And there's all kinds of different options there. So we're going to walk through the steps to make this now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into Photoshop and we're going to open a new file. So you just go File, New, and we're going to set up a new document to 30 inches wide by 20 inches high at 300 dpi, and we'll hit Create. Okay, so that's going to be the base for our document. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into a website called Vecteezy. Now, Vecteezy is a subscription-based website. It has millions and millions of different videos, photos, PNGs, vector graphics, all kinds. I'm actually subscribed to this, so I paid like $14 a month or something like that. So earlier I did a search for a guitar silhouette and I found this one, and it works out perfectly. And so we're just going to download that. And right at the bottom of your browser, you can see where it downloaded. It's in a zip file, so we'll just double click on it. And we'll open up the JPEG version of it. And that opens up right in Photoshop. So what we need is the black part of this. This is a flattened file. This is actually a background layer. So we're just going to take the lock off of that. We're going to grab our magic wand tool and we're going to click in the black part here, and that's going to select all the black area. So we'll just hit Control C and we'll go back into our document and we'll hit Control V. So that pastes the guitar silhouette. So the next thing we want to do is rotate that 90 degrees. So we'll get our move tool up here and we'll just hit Control T, and right up here in the transformation panel there's a little angle here. It has 0.00 in there right now. Just change that to 90. Okay. Now you click on the check mark up at the top to make that transformation stick. Now we could have entered different size in there as well, but we're just going to hit Control T again. Right here you can change the width and the height. I could go 200%, 300%. Let's try that. 300%. That's not quite big enough, so say 400. Not quite.
700.
500. Maybe 550. Yep, 550 looks good. Okay, so now we'll just hit our check mark again, and that'll make that transformation stick. You can see that it's kind of pixelated around the edges until you make the transformation stick. When you do, that'll go away. Now that doesn't work on photos and whatnot, but I'm not sure why it works so well on here, but you see there's no jaggedy edges, and this is not going to be visible in our final product anyway. We're just using this to get the silhouette. So what we need to do now is we need to separate this into 3 different pieces. So we need the body of the guitar, we need this neck of, I guess it's called neck, I'm not sure because I'm not a guitar player, and I don't even know what this is called, but we're going to separate them.
Fretboard.
Is it?
I think it's a fretboard. I don't know either.
I don't know. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to put a gap in here. So let's turn off our background layer. Just click the visibility little eyeball there and it'll make the background layer disappear. So what we need to do is we need to put a little space in here between this body of the guitar and this long part, and then we need to put another space in between the top part of the guitar and the long part. So we're going to get our rectangular selection tool. I'm just going to zoom in, and to do that just hit Control plus on your keyboard and that'll bring you right in there. Now you can see there's a little bit of pixelation along the edges, but like I said, we're not going to have that on our final product anyway, so it doesn't matter. So just line up your rectangular selection tool with where the long part meets the body of the guitar, and we're just going to put a little tiny gap in there, just enough to make it so that it's not connected. So we got the selection. We're just going to take those pixels out of this layer now. So we're just going to hit our delete key, and it takes it out. Okay, hit Control D, and you can see that it's no longer connected. So I'm going to scroll over now, and when I scroll, I have a wheel mouse, so I hit my control button and just pull my wheel towards me, and that scrolls it to your left.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same thing here now with this part. So we got our rectangular selection tool, and we're just going to hold it close to where the two pieces meet, and just drag it down, and as skinny as you can get it, and just hit delete. And now you hit Control D to deselect, Control minus to zoom it out, and you can see that we got the guitar put into three separate pieces. Okay, so we're going to turn the visibility down on this layer. Okay, so still there, it's all still there, it's just that it's a little see-through, and we'll turn the background layer back on. Okay. So what we're going to do now is put the year of the event, whether it was a marriage, a graduation, an engagement, anniversary, whatever. We're going to say 2002. Now the font I have chosen here is Rockwell Extra Bold. That's not going to work for this. Okay. And we're doing it in black. So let's pick a better font. Let's see. I got some really nice ones here. I got Astrology. I got Belly Betty. I got Christmas. Dancing Script. I kind of like the Dancing Script, so I'm going to go with that one. And we can change that to bold. Okay, so we're going to go with 2002. Let's pretend this is for a couple that got married in 2002. 2022, sorry. Alright. So now that we got that typed in, we can just hit our move tool, and we can grab it and drag it over to where we want it on our project. Okay, so it's not quite big enough, so we're just going to hit a Control T, and we're going to open it up a bit and center it up to where we want it. Okay, so that's in there now. So I made a little bit of a mistake before I took the sections out to separate these pieces. I should have made a copy of the original layer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back into our guitar. I'm going to copy it again, Control C. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go Control V. Do everything that I did at first. Hit Control T and do the 90-degree thing. Okay. And I'm going to stretch it out. Whoops.
Why don't you just type in 550 again? Because that's how
was it 550?
It was.
Good thing I got you here. Good thing about having you here.
Might have to make it original size now.
550.
Undo it right back until you pasted it.
Okay.
And then put in 550.
Okay, that'll do. Just hit our check mark.
It's just over a little bit.
It's just over a tiny bit, yeah. So I'll just hit Control T, and I can just move it over with the arrow keys. Okay, problem solved. So we'll just drag that underneath because we're going to need that later on. So I'm just going to turn the visibility off and pretend that it's not there. Okay, so we're also going to add the names onto this long part of the guitar here. I think
Stephanie and Jeremy.
Jeremy and and Stephanie. Okay, so hit your move tool, drag it out. Oh, we don't want to drag that. Let's hit Control Z to undo that. Let's make sure we select our layer. Let's haul that down underneath the text. Okay, so now we hit Control T, and we can move it over where we want it. Oops. This mouse got a mind of its own. Okay, so now just grab the corner and we can stretch it out to however big we want it. So we don't want it right to the very edge. We kind of want a little bit of a margin around it. Okay, so it's a little low. We're going to center that up there now. Control T again, and using our arrow keys we can move it around to where we want it. Oh, I think that looks pretty good there. What do you think?
I like it.
Okay. Hit enter. Okay, so now is where the fun starts. We're going to get the words to the song lyrics, and we're going to put them in the body of this guitar. So we're going to go back to Google, and we're going to go Google those song lyrics. So the song that I want to use is Brett Young's In Case You Didn't Know. So just type in song lyrics, in case you didn't know. In case you didn't know. Okay. And here's the song lyrics. So we want to copy all this text in this box. So just grab it, highlight it, go down. Whoops, too far. Okay. So now that we got it highlighted, we just hit right click and hit copy. Now we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go into Excel. So I've already done this. I'm just going to delete it all out of here now so I can show it to you. Okay, so I've stretched out the cells so that they'd hold a lot of text so you could see everything. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click in here and I'm going to hit Control V. And you can see that because this contains many lines, it posts it in many cells. So we don't want that to happen. So we're just going to hit Control Z, and instead of pasting directly into the cell, we're going to paste it up in here in this formula bar. So you hit Control V and it pastes the whole thing in A1 cell. So this is not too good because if you paste that into your guitar body, it's going to be all gaps. It's going to be all over the place. So what we want to do, everywhere that there's an end of a line where somebody would have hit enter when they were entering this text in, we're going to replace that with a comma and 2 spaces so that it's all one big body of text instead of many lines. So the way to do that, we need to go into the next cell and we need to put in a simple formula, which I'm going to include in the description of this video. So the formula is equals, and then you have to type in substitute, and when you start typing substitute, it's going to come up as an option. So you just click where it says substitute. So it's going to give you some different parameters that you need to put in there. I know what they are. So the first parameter is the existing text, so that's your A1 cell. Next you hit a comma. Now you want to tell it what it needs to replace, and that is line break. So the code for line break is character, CHAR, and in brackets 10. So anywhere there's a line break, it'll be replaced. And the next thing you got to enter in after you put a comma in there is what it's going to be replaced with. So you need to put in quotation marks. We want a comma and 2 spaces, and another quotation mark and another bracket. So that's your formula. So when you hit tab, it's going to take all that text and it's going to give you the text with what you want it replaced with, and with what you want it replaced with. So hit tab. So you can see that it's done that. Instead of a line break here, causing it to go to a new line, it's got a comma and 2 spaces. Okay, it's just one more step now, because if you go in here and you try to copy this text, this is what's going to happen. As soon as you click in this cell, it's going to go back and it's going to show you the formula. So that's no good. So click off of that. What you need to do is you need to click in C1 cell and use your arrow keys to go back over to this cell. And without trying to highlight any text, you just hit Control C, and that copies the contents of that cell. So now click back in C1, right click, and you see you have paste options. So you can click paste and that'll paste that, but it's only pasting that formula. It looks like it's pasting the text, but it's not. You want to choose the second one, which is values. So now you got actual text and not a formula. So now if you click in here and go to paste this text, you won't have any problem.
Can I point something out?
Sure.
Microsoft no longer comes with, Windows no longer comes with Microsoft Excel, and you actually have to pay for it now. So if you did want to do this and you don't have access to Excel, you can download OpenOffice, and
Yeah, you should be able to do the same thing with OpenOffice.
and it's a program called Calc, and it's the same exact thing. All the formulas are the same and everything.
Yeah, you could do that as well. And you might be able to do it in Notepad too. Just use the search and replace function. I'm not really sure. I haven't tried it. But because I have Excel handy, I figured I'd do it in Excel. Okay, so we got this text copied now. So I just hit Control C to copy that. So we're going to go back into our Photoshop. We're done with Excel. So the next thing you need to do now is we're going to fill this text in on the body of the guitar. So what you need to do now is you need to get your magic wand tool, and you need to click, make sure you got your correct layer chosen, which is layer 1 in my case. Okay, so that creates the selection. So we need to shrink that selection down. I'm going to shrink it down by about 1/4 of an inch or so, away from the edges of where the silhouette is going to be on the guitar. Okay, so select, modify, contract. So 1/4 of an inch is 75 pixels. We're working with 300 dpi or pixels per inch. So 1/4 of that is 75. So we just hit OK, and it shrinks that selection down by 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So the next thing we have to do is we have to create a path. So just go into your window up at the top on your menu bar there and click on Paths. And right at the bottom of the Paths window here, there's a little round icon with looks like little nodes all the way around it. There's 4 there. If you click on that, that's going to create a path from that selection. Okay, so you can see that you got this vector path here now. So now we're going to go get our type tool, and we're going to click inside this path that we just created. So it gives you a bunch of gibberish here, lorem ipsum, whatever, all kinds of Latin stuff. Okay, so now we're just going to hit Control V. Now that pasted in, looks like just the first few words of that song lyrics. But it's all there, it's just that you can't see it. So what you need to do is you need to highlight some of it and then hit Control A, and that highlights it all, even the stuff that you can't see. So now we're going to figure out what size we want this text to be. So it's pretty big right now, it's 60, and it's more than twice the size, I think, than what we need it. So we're going to start around 18. Now that's way too small. We're going to go, say 30. No, that's too big. 24, too small. So what you're going for is the right size to have all this text fit into this shape. So 24 is too small, 30 is too big. So let's try 26. Still too small.
You can keep pushing the up arrow here.
Oh, didn't know that. Okay, I'm going to zoom this in so you can see a little bit better. Control plus. Oh, maybe it won't do that. Okay. So it's all in there, but it's not big enough yet. So hit plus again. And that's too big. I'm going to scroll over and scroll up. So we're at 27. Let's try 26 again.
What if you put the eye on the same line as our...
No,
Oh.
I know how to do this. Okay, so let's highlight it all again. So 26 is too small, 27 is too big. What are we going to do? I wonder. No. Let's go back to 26. There's a little trick we can do to make this fit. 26.5. No, we could do that, but no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go into window. We'll get our character panel. And we're going to have a look at this this value here. This is the spacing between the letters. Okay, so if right now it's set to 25, it should be set to 0. Okay, so you see when you set it to 0 from 25, it goes down smaller. So maybe now 27 might work. Let's type in 27 and try it again. Now it's not big enough. So 28 is going to be too big. Well, I can pretty much guarantee that. Yep. Okay, so we'll go back to 27. And we're going to just gradually increase the spacing between the letters. So we're going to start at 5. 5 is not enough. Let's try 10. It's too much.
You can type in 7.
Yeah, I can type in 7. Try that. Okay, not quite enough. 8. Not enough. 9. Too much.
8.5.
Let's try it. 8.5. 7 again. I don't know. Let's try it at 28 and we'll make the spacing even closer together. Let's try that. Okay. So you can also make the space less than 0. So we'll go -5. That's not enough. 10. So you keep going at this, playing around with it until you get all that text to fit in there. -25. Okay. Let's try minus 28. Let's try -30. That's too much. -29. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to leave a little bit of space at the very bottom so that we can put the authors of the songs, the singer of the song's name in there. Brett Young. 29.8. Nope. It's 30. 31. Nope. Let's try -28. I tried that already.
Can you do anything with the line spacing?
Yep, you sure can. So right now this is set to automatic. I'm going to start with 28. Um, 28. That's not nearly enough. 35. Too much. 30.
You put 2
Oh. 30. Okay, that's not enough. 33. 35 again.
Try 34.
Let's try 34. That's too much. I don't really know what to do. Listen to my dog snoring over there. Okay, so another thing that I can do is I can add more spaces between the letters. So I can click anywhere on this text and I can hit the space bar. And that'll push it over. Okay, that looks pretty good to me there now. What do you think?
Where are you putting the author's name?
Right down here.
The artist's name, I should say.
Yeah, I think we'll go with that. We'll just click anywhere off the document here.
That looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks good too. So we got these work paths up here. We're going to get rid of these. And when we do that, just watch what happens. Now this won't let me take the work path off because this is still live text. So we don't want this blue line showing up here. So what I'm going to do with this blue text is I'm going to right click and I'm say rasterize type. And that automatically gets rid of the blue line.
Nice.
Okay. So we're just going to put in small letters down here, Brett Young. Okay. Get your transformation or your move tool, sorry, and just grab your Brett Young and we'll move them over here. And we'll hit Control T because we can make that a little bit smaller. Okay. Perfect. Oops. Up too far. Just use your up and down arrow keys to move stuff around whenever you can. If your mouse is a little touchy. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to zoom that out now so you can see what it looks like. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the visibility off on this. And we're going to turn the visibility on the whole one. See, you can see that layer 1 has the gaps there. We had to do that so we could isolate this section for the shape for the text to go into. Okay, so we'll turn the visibility off on that one. Turn the visibility on this one. Now, we're not going to turn the visibility off. We're not going to turn the layer off, but we're going to turn the fill off. So up here in your layers panel here is a section called fill. You just click on the drop down arrow and you get a little slider. So you just scroll that all the way back to 0. Now, when you double click on the layer, don't double click on the thumbnail or on the text on the layer. Double click on some blank space. It'll open up your layer styles palette. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add a stroke to this. Add a stroke without being able to see the fill in the layer. So now we're going to go and get the stroke. This is a special kind of stroke. It's not a stroke like this. That's a bit harsh. It's outside. It's going to be a gradient stroke. Fill type is going to be gradient. And the style is not going to be linear. It's going to be shape burst. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a special gradient to make that look like a shadow of sorts or a glow.
That is cute like that if you wanted to do that too.
It is cute, but this is even cuter. This is cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the black on this end. And actually we're not. We're going to put the black in the middle. And we're going to put a visibility on the black of about 50-60%. Right there. And we're going to take this off. We're going to take this off. And we're going to take this off. And then we're going to move this to about location of 50. So that's right dead in the middle. And we're going to add a white. And we're going to add a white over on this end. So you just click on it. Whatever color you want it to be, you can get it in here. So you just choose your color, which is white. Okay. And we're going to put a visibility on this. So if you click on it and it puts a little selection up on the top, that's your visibility, that's your opacity of that particular section of the gradient. So we're going to change that to 0. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And we're just going to say OK. And we're going to make the size of the stroke a little bit bigger. And I'm not happy with that gradient. Let's try something different. Let's haul this white stop off here and put a black one in there. Okay, and we'll do the same here. Change this white stop to black. So that should give you a real faded. Maybe I got it too high.
I think that visibility on this side is very low.
This one?
0, yeah.
Yeah, it is 0.
I think on both sides they're 0.
Yeah, they are. I think maybe we need to increase the opacity on this. And you got to play around with it sometimes to get it the way you want. I had this all set up earlier and I didn't save the layer style, and I'm kicking myself for it now. There. I think that's good. What do you think?
Because you can turn the opacity down too on the...
Let's turn this up a little. Leave it like that, I think. And what we could do is we could move these over a little bit. And we can move this down. Let's try that. And for size of our stroke, we can increase it a little bit. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Okay. So it's very soft. Okay. Maybe we want to put that inside. Yeah, I think it looks better inside or outside. What do you think?
Inside.
Inside or outside? Or center? I think center is better. What do you think?
I like the inside.
Okay, we can make this a little bit bigger so it got a bit more of a spread to it.
Oh, that's nice. It looks like a cutout.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a cutout. Okay. What do you think? Inside, outside, or center?
Try inside again. Inside.
Okay. Alright, we'll go with that. Close off our tools here. Okay.
That's really cool.
I think it's really cool too. So like I said, you can send that anywhere, get it printed. Local print shop would be happy to do it for you, your frame shop. Just want to center up this. So you would have to export that probably as a PDF file, or you could send it as a PNG file, I think, if you send it to somewhere like Staples. So again, this is how it would look. You can do it with any color you like. You can put any color background. This is kind of an off-white color.
Can we see it on a different background?
Yeah, sure. Let's go in and play around with the settings. First of all, I'm going to I'm going to open my layers again. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to save this layer style. In case I want to do another one, I don't have to play with those settings anymore. So to save a layer style, you just hit new style and it comes up here. It shows you roughly what it's going to look like, and it gives you the opportunity to add a name to it. So I'm going to call this Shadow for Guitar. Guitar. Okay, so now I have that saved. I can export that and put it away somewhere for when I need it, or I can just leave it there for now. Okay, so let's see what happens if we put a different background color on this.
It will fill in, won't it?
Okay.
It will fill in the whole guitar.
Yeah, it will. So let's see. color overlay. That's kind of a gray color. It's not quite white.
I think it would be cute on a
Oh, these are nice.
I think it would be cute on a blue, like
a blue,
like one of those like faded blues that people, you know how like people paint their walls, like a more of a darker gray blue, more so blue. Okay.
You try it.
Like this.
Well, we can always add back some.
Can I do it?
Yeah, sure.
And if we went like this, oops, sorry. Oh, it doesn't really work, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, I thought that would.
But we could adjust the stroke. We could adjust the stroke on this. Because we get that set as an inside stroke, so we could set the stroke to an outside stroke. And we can reverse this gradient.
So that it looks like a... Is there a way to make it look like a cutout so that the white paper's underneath the blue?
Yep.
That would be really cute.
Let's turn the stroke off. And we can apply a drop shadow. Drop shadow. Okay, let's just move this so we can see it all. So for drop shadow, distance, spread, and size. And we got a color overlay. Okay. So the drop shadow is not showing up very good because we got the opacity turned right down. So we'll turn it up a bit more. And we'll have the light coming at a different angle. How's that?
That's nice. But it looks like it's on top.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're looking for. Let's just undo that. And put our stroke back on here. And okay. So what you need to do with that is you need to get these pixels, select pixels. You need to move this background layer up over that guitar. And you need to delete. Now, if you apply a drop shadow to that, it should work. It should. Oh, let's take that. Let's see. Still set very low, so we got to up our settings a little bit here. And distance, spread. You want the spread too big. We want the size a little bigger. That's what you're looking for, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe
say
with
okay.
A bigger distance.
Let's try to spread a bit more. Distance, not so much.
A little bit more. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you were looking for?
Yeah. I think that looks cool.
Okay, let's hit Control D to take that off. Now it looks like it's cut out of the paper.
That's really cool, and we can make that background any color now, right?
Yep. Just.
Oops.
Yeah, that's right. Just don't touch your drop shadow.
This.
Make it a red.
A red? Ooh, I like that.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is pretty cool. It can be like a light green.
Oh, that's ugly.
No, but I mean,
oh, that's nice. Oh, that is cute, eh? That'd be really cute for a wall art print for a baby's room or something, like with different, like a teddy bear shape or something like that.
Like with one of these kind of paint colors, like the light pink colors, like that's pretty as well.
It's actually really nice. I like the red, I got to say. Wow.
Yeah, the red's very pretty.
So that's how you can do your own wall art and personalize it to exactly what you'd like.
Very nice. That's intense.
So guys, if you enjoyed this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe and hit the bell notification in case you'd like to see new videos when I post them. So we appreciate you watching our video, and I hope you have a great night.
Thanks, everybody.